win on a crazy play? Or, I mean, all these like heart attack stopping situations.
Right.
Are you
I'll definitely
getting some gray hairs? Or?
Yeah, I told them after the game and asked them if they were trying to put me under in my first year as head coach, because this is several times this year where it's come down to the last play of the game, and it's just unbelievable. And we talk quite a bit about the resilience of our kids. We just keep finding ways to win. Wilmot played a heck of a football game tonight. They really did. We just keep finding ways to make plays when the game's on the line, and we did it again tonight.
Every home game. There's been a comeback.
Yeah,
in the second half.
It's been a fun ride, that's for sure.
Take me through those last few plays. The intentional grounding. Have you seen an intentional grounding call in some time?
Yeah, we've seen it.
Was it just that he didn't have a receiver? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, it's a judgment call on whether or not somebody's in the area. And they had leaked some of their backs out into routes, and the officials thought that it wasn't directed close enough to that player. I think he was about 15 yards down the field, and the quarterback just threw it just back to the line of scrimmage.
And obviously that helped, but the defense was really blowing up the play at the line of scrimmage, getting in the backfield on those last few runs.
Absolutely.
How did they step up there at the end?
They did it all night, quite honestly. And Wilmot played really well offensively, and we just kept finding ways to hold them to field goals and field goal attempts throughout the whole game. We did. So,
they were held to what, 2 field goals?
Yeah, they kicked 2 field goals.
And they missed 2.
So
that was not letting them score touchdowns on 4 drives down in your territory too.
And a number of them were in great hustle plays because they had big plays offensively. It looked like they could score, and I know Eric Veal ran one of them down. So we had guys that didn't quit on plays that ended up making tackles down at the 5 and 10 that we ended up getting stops for. So.
And it was another situation where halftime adjustments obviously worked. What did you tell the guys at halftime? I mean, what was the locker room like?
It was fun. I mean, this wasn't our first time in this situation, as we know. So, we talked about, we didn't make a whole lot of adjustments offensively because they were doing exactly what we thought they were going to do. So. We just came out and executed a little bit better. When you have Brad in the backfield with the ball in his hands, he's really just done a tremendous job extending plays and finding open receivers, and we got some big plays in the pass game.
Yeah, and let's talk about those 2 big. I think one was probably 40 yards, and then the touchdown obviously was about 50. I mean, the guy was just magically just duking everyone. I mean, it looked like the last play was 4 or 5 defenders. I mean, is it just was that touchdown pass? What was the call on that? And
then we just had a pass play up. I don't even know exactly what it was, but we worked the scramble drill and
it's
Brad,
an actual drill.
It's something that we practice when Brad extends plays, and the deeper receivers find ways to come back to the ball, and our shorter routes look to get up over the top, and we have some athletes out on the edge that can do some of those things. And Ty made a great play on the one in the fourth quarter and went up over that defensive back and made the play. So
he said he turned around and he wasn't sure if he had it, and he just saw green and just started to run forward. But yeah, Coach, I mean, amazing win.
Appreciate it.
But you can't be. I mean, big test coming up. But maybe it doesn't matter now that you're in the playoffs. Is it true once you're in, anything can happen? Obviously.
Yeah,
or what's kind of the mindset?
We know where Greendale's been all year, and you play the game for a reason. You can look at all their wins and how they've been beating teams, and they've had a tremendous year. They have a tremendous football team, but you take the approach. You're playing a game next Friday night. Anything can happen in those games. So.
And they haven't seen a guy that can do what some of your guys can do, obviously.
I hope so.
All right, Coach. Congratulations.
Appreciate
that was
it.
pretty awesome. Thank you.